Okay, wow, it's fucking windy out. So I'm out here to do the snow. I was supposed to do the neighbor's driveway as well, but looks like he's out there, so don't have to do that. Well, my mom asked. She's like, "Would you do the neighbor's sidewalk?" And then she started to ask if I would do the driveway too, do his driveway. And then she's like, "Oh no, never mind." And so I'm doing it kind of different today. I have the microphone hooked up to the camera, whereas normally I have the microphone hooked up to a recorder. And typically people don't use the camera as a microphone input, because when you do that, the camera has really bad preamps. But I'm feeling lazy, you know. I don't want to have to synchronize anything in post-production, and so let's see here. I'm also supposed to make the sidewalk wider. It wasn't wide enough last time. So we have a Gangstalking dog walker here, probably. Looks like she's filming me. Glad she's not coming this way. And so it looks like I'm going to be returning my preamp and getting a new microphone. And here's a Gangstalker pulling out of the Fusion Center. Every time I come here to do the snow blowing, well, like every time I go outside, it's like not like some kind of it's not like some kind of like trip I make here to do the snow blowing. There's every single time without exception an SUV has pulled in or out at least one of the Fusion Center. And then I made another video the last time I snowblowed that I didn't upload, and one of the same Gangstalkers from my previous snowblowing video drove by. So the new microphone I'm gonna get is called the Clippy, and it's apparently a really good one, and it will plug right into my recorder. I was a little wary about it because it takes 5 volts of power, whereas my recorder only provides 2.5 volts of power. And so I emailed the company, and they were like, well, it actually works with as little as 2 volts. It works excellent with anything between 2 to 10 volts. So I think it should be good. And I actually do love the mic I'm using the most, but it makes so much noise. Like whenever the cord moves, it makes a noise, and that really bothers my OCD autistic mannerisms. I really don't like it. So instead of a dynamic mic, which is what you're hearing right now, with 160 SPL, which is the very best there is, I'll be getting a non-dynamic mic. I don't know what it's called. Maybe a condenser. I don't know what it's called. Not the kind that requires phantom power. And it has 120 SPL. Which sucks. But it'll be better in two ways. One way is that there won't be feedback hissing noise, which is fairly noticeable anyway. And the other is that it won't have the noise of the cable moving around. And if not for that cable noise, I would be okay. The hissing, I can forgive. But the cable noise, it just irks me. And I'm happy I can even be focused on this. I mean, yesterday, I was so depressed, I was so sad, that I didn't even care at all about my microphone. I just had no feelings at all. Just everything was worthless. Everything was meaningless. So I had to do some therapy on myself. I had to think through what's wrong, and I had to uncover some issues that I had, and I needed to do that to be myself. I had to know myself first, and then I could be myself. And when I still had some repression issues, I couldn't be myself because I didn't even know myself. I couldn't even love myself or respect myself without knowing myself. So I had to stay sober. I'm not a drinker, but I mean, I had to keep taking good self-care, and I had to deal with the pain I was feeling, and I had to investigate, where is this pain coming from? I had to find out what was bothering me. And then I had to go into why was it bothering me. And that's one of the reasons why I avoid sobriety usually. Because the more sober I am, those kind of things come up. That's why I avoid good self-care. That's why I eat junk food and I don't take care of myself, because as long as I do that, none of my skeletons come out of the closet. And so it's actually pretty courageous to take care of yourself. Like, if you go to the gym, eat healthy, that's actually pretty courageous, because you're gonna have to deal with your problems. The more clear-headed you get, if you have any problems, they're gonna come out. Now, on the other way of looking at it, I've seen some people like Rich Piana, for example, who died, and he was always going to the gym, and it seemed like he had emotional problems. I mean, I really liked him, and he was deflecting his emotional problems by an obsession with going to the gym. I mean, there's a line of orthorexia, for example, where you're so obsessed with healthy eating that it's actually counterproductive. It's actually more in line with eating to the point of obesity. And so my self-care is as easy as possible. I'm not turning into a disciplinarian. And I've been doing that for 3 days. I've been taking care of myself at a good, healthy level for 3 days now. And each day has been a new day. New day as in I've had new feelings each day, like I'm growing, whereas normally every day is exactly the same. So I've had my moments too of wanting to give up, but then I've also had my moments of waking up and being like, oh my God, I'm so happy I didn't give up. I actually feel so much better, and I should remember this. The next time I feel like giving up, I should remember that when I woke up this morning, I have so much more energy. I feel so much more clear-headed and intelligent, that the price I would have paid for a little bit of pleasure is not as worth it as I would have thought. And the pleasure I have now of feeling better is it's better. It's a better kind of pleasure. Here's another SUV pulling out, this white SUV pulling out of the Gangstalker complex. Last time I did the snowblowing, there was, I think, one SUV who pulled out, maybe two. There was one that came down the street, and one that pulled out of the complex, actually. These trucks right here are Gangstalkers a lot of the time. These city trucks. Now also, the last time I made a video snowblowing, you can see this woman pulling into her driveway. She was pulling out of her driveway. The last time I made a video, I don't know if I posted it, and I think the time before that she was also turning out of her driveway. I think I have that on camera if you go back to my previous snowblowing videos. I mean, not that it matters. I mean, you already know gangstalking is real. But if this ever gets shut down, I mean, what else can I do to help shut it down and to document it? I was thinking too, when I was feeling really bad, that it was some form of Stockholm syndrome. That these people are abusing me, and because they're in such a position of power, because I'm so powerless against them, that I blame myself and I feel bad. I feel like it's all my fault because that's what they're telling me to do. They're telling me it's all my fault. And they have the power of their guns behind them. So out of coercion, I become a psychological slave. And I say, yes, Kim Jong-un, it's all my fault. All hail the gangstalkers. I'm a bad person, just like you say. And that's why I have to stay sober, to not go into those kind of episodes.